life is a story.
He's diagnosed with breast cancer stage 3, a very aggressive one.
And it's basically 100% life threatening.
But that was the shock that I got. So my children, they all know God. So they can ask a question. If we know God, why we get sick or why we got cancer.
Your children or you felt, I might have to leave them and go.
My journey is not going to end, that I know.
They feel they are at the end of their life, their marriage, finances, their career.
But only thing I can say is never give up. There is hope. He's actually my brother-in-law.
Try Jesus.
They don't know the life without Jesus.
Not only to Jesus, but to the church.
It's not a religion. It's the relationship.
Life story is not all about talk only. It's also about actions.
See, because the day I stand and usher, next day my whole body used to ache. Bald head also. They ask me, why are you shaving your head? I also want to shave my head, not to show off. I'm so blessed to have Bethany family as my second family.
Life is better with Jesus. A blessed day and welcome to Life Story. We're so excited that we are able to do what we do. Life is a story. It's filled with many events: happiness, joy, tears, sadness, success, failures, profit, losses. This what compiles a story. And today, together with me, I have a very special guest with me. A lady who is going to add a lot of value to all of us. Let me start off by asking the first question. Tell us your full name, please.
I'm Lushante Asangika Fernando.
So I'm going to call you Lushante. Lushante, I want to start off by asking a very difficult question. You're a mother of 4 children, and a few years ago, you never knew if you will be alive today, maybe. Just tell us a little bit about what happened to you, and let's begin to talk about that experience.
Okay. I was diagnosed with breast cancer stage 3, a very aggressive one. I think that was 2020 or 21, I don't remember exactly, but that was the shock that I got. But with that, life took a different path for me. It was not something I expected, but I can say that I was not afraid of anything, even though it was stage 3 cancer.
Stage 3 cancer, and it's basically 100% life threatening. Lushanti, if you don't mind, were there any very sensitive conversations that you had with your husband and your children when you were going through this difficult season?
Yes, definitely. There was a time because the day that we decided that we are going through chemo, and that was the path that I needed to take. So I had to keep my children in front of me and explain them this is what I have to go through. And maybe it's not going to be, because we are all in the faith now. So my children, they all know God. So they can ask a question. If we know God, why we get sick or why we got cancer. But they never asked the question. They actually found themselves the answer. When I told them, this is my husband and I both kept them and said, okay, this is what Ami had to go. We will have to go through in the future. She will need your help, and all of us are help, and she will be physically, don't know what we will have to go through with the chemo. This is the first time that we are facing this as a family. So they were all. It was surprising to see that they were sad, but they never, Ami. What they said was for that little mind. No, Ami, we can do this. We are there, and God is there. That's what they told me. So even the niece and the nephews in my family, there is no Gangimuchi. You can do this. That's what I heard. So the whole family was supporting me throughout the season, all 6 months of chemo.
Of course, as a child of God, we're not afraid of dying because we know we're going to be in eternity with God. But was there any time where your children or you felt, I might have to leave them and go?
I don't think so, Pastor, because one thing you told me, this is not the end from you, and I held on to it. And whenever somebody asks me, sympathizes with me, I used to know this is not the end for me. I have a lot more to do, and my journey is not going to end. That I know. That is shadow of doubt. I know I'm not going to die from this. So that I had faith, and gift of faith was something that I was praying for a long time, and I experienced that gift of faith during my cancer season. So I think that's God's gift for me to hold on to that faith that this is not the end for me.
I mean, what a story, friends. I like what she said. She reminded all of us that when we spoke to her and we said, Nangiyo, this is not the end. You heard what she said. She said, I held on to it. Very special moment. Maybe right now there is somebody who is watching us. They feel they are at the end of their life, their marriage, finances, their career. Lushanti, what would you tell them?
What I can say is there is nothing too big for God that I have experienced in the little time that maybe 20 years of with Him, half of my life. But definitely I can say the life is way better, way blessed, and when you have God in your life. So problem may come, whether you know God or not, you don't know God, we will face problems. But the best thing that that can happen to you is when you have someone to fight that battle. You are not alone. That feeling, that comfort that only God can give, and His children, that support. It could be cancer, it could be a money problem, it could be a marriage problem, it could be anything worse than that, but still we have hope. We have hope in Jesus, but only thing I can say is never give up. There is hope.
Life story. We're going to take a quick break. What a fantastic story. Very excited. We're going to start the conversation after this break, asking Lushanti how she found her faith in God. See you in a few minutes.
Welcome to Bethany Christian Life Center, where our mission is to see national transformation. We believe in raising and releasing of leaders, and that this nation and globe are on the verge of revival. Our journey began in 2001, and over the years, we've evolved into a robust network of 31 churches and 9 house churches. Now 24 years young, we have in excess of a 5,000 congregation. We house the national office for Alpha and the Marriage Course. The Voice Foundation, which is our social arm, strives to help the poor and needy, working towards a better Sri Lanka and a transformed nation. Kingdom Culture is all about Jesus the King and His assignment for us, as we unite the entire body of Christ and support smaller churches in reaching out with resources, support, and friendship. Join us on this powerful journey of transformation as we empower lives and elevate our nation and beyond.
Lushanti, welcome. Man, I'm telling you what, I'm so excited. I'm just energized hearing your story. But I have a big question. How do you find your faith? Who told you about Jesus?
Oh, that is, of course, through my brother. He's actually my brother-in-law. I'm not supposed to call him that, so he's my brother. So because of him only I got to know Jesus, our whole family, after he got married to my sister. So that's how I started going to church. But it was not one incident, so where I got to experience God, because I was a bit, against any other religion than I was following. So it took some time, but little by little I started experiencing Jesus in my life. And then one day I decided this is the one I was looking for. This is the relationship that I wanted. It's not a religion. It's the relationship I was craving for, I was looking for a long period of my time.
It's not a religion, it's a relationship. What a wonderful word that is. If you're looking for a relationship to begin to enrich your life, because we have this saying, life is better with Jesus. Lushanti, is it true? Is life better with Jesus?
Definitely. 1000%. Because I have the experience of without Jesus and with Jesus. So that 20 years of my life being the best life for me.
So life with Jesus is always better. And if some of you have not yet tried it, we want to extend the invitation. Try Jesus. Lushanti, we are going to ask you a question. You have been a very devoted person, not only to Jesus, but to the church. I remember you after cancer, after chemo, head fully shaved. You are still coming and serving. Lushanti, why? Why did you do that?
That's something actually I asked from God. Because before that also I was serving. So I asked God, I don't want to stop coming to church. I don't want to stop serving. Whatever I can do, I want to do. Because as many know, as a cancer patient, we are not supposed to even remove a mask in front of anybody. But I ushered. So that is something I asked from God, that I want to do it. It's me, how can I say it? I don't know how to say it, because just to show my gratefulness to God, the things that He has done for me. And I knew this journey that I will not be able to go alone, and I will not go alone in this journey. I knew that He is going to definitely hold my hand throughout those 6 months. I faced it one day at a time. I didn't want to think about the all 6 months at once. And I remember the promises that He gave me. He's not a man to break the promises, so He kept all the promises that He gave me. He told me that He's in my boat in this storm, in that storm, and He was there. So I experienced it. So it's the little thing that I can do is, as long as the church is fine with my outlook, I said I'm going to do what I can do. It was hard for me, Pastor. It was not easy, because the day I stand and usher, next day my whole body used to ache, because I had to, presentable, you have to wear nicely, the way that I can, welcome a person, to do that, to dress nicely, even a headache those days. You don't feel like doing any of that with a, bald head also. But still, I wanted to do it, not to show off, not to show anyone that I am going through chemo and still I'm doing this. It's nothing like that. I wanted to do only for God, because what He has done for me is, you can't compare anything with that.
Prashanti, you are a hero, a role model. And I think for all of us who are watching this, we can pick up so much from Lushanti. Lushanti might not be preaching, but I can tell you this, her life has been preaching for many years. Life story is not all about talk only. it's also about actions. And here is a wife and a mother who has gone through such things but was still devoted to God and to the house of God. Rishanti, as we are coming to an end, I'm going to ask you another important question. What's the role a church plays in an individual's life? How did the church, and I help you, your family, in that season, or was there help or no help?
There was so many people. This is my second family, definitely, and I'm so blessed to have Bethany family as my second family, because there were so many people who prayed for me during that time, including you. So I know there have been so many people to call and double check with me. Hanga, how are you doing? I know it's not the question to ask, but still, this is a question that we can't ask because we know how hard it is. But to call me, to encourage me, just at least if it's not a call, to drop a message. Nanga, we are praying for you. We are there for you. This family is. We are the whole family. I think half of the church was praying for me, or maybe the whole church. I don't know, but I know only few that was. Told me that they were praying for me, and there were people who was praying for me when my surgery, that they asked the time, and when I went inside the surgery, into the surgery, they started praying, and until I come back. So then when I got my sense, after I came to senses, when I checked my phone, all that time they were praying. I got thousands of messages saying that they were praying for me. So, and words from God after praying. So many people, Pastor. So that was something that actually I know those are the things that took me that 6 months, because I couldn't have done it alone for sure. So I know that there were people who, not only for me, for my husband, for my children, so for them to be so strong, because they are children, they will not know anything. Sometimes they ask, Ammi, why are you shaving your head? I also want to shave my head. That kind of things. Some few of them tried in the school without knowing. So those kind of things still happened, but because of the help of the church, help of the people who are family, but they are like the pillars. They are the pillars in our church that stood with me.
We're about to end the story, but we can't end the story without asking you this. You have also still raising together with your husband 4 great kids. Tell us a little bit about, as a mom raising 4 kids, what are some of the tips you like to give the mothers who are raising kids at home?
One thing that I really badly always wanted them to have is the relationship with Jesus. I want them to grow up as God-fearing children. I know wherever they go, the only thing that is going to have, they are going to not lose is the fear of God. So we make sure, as me and my husband both, that God comes first in everything. And even whether it's to studies, to future plans, to now my elder son is 17, so he's looking for opportunities, he's done with Elva. So whatever it is, you make your plans, but you always double check what God has planned for you. That is more important. So when God has a plan for you, you plan. Your plans will be secondary, but God will bless you through it. So that's one thing, Pastor, that me and my husband both value a lot, that to give that values of with God, because they don't know the life without Jesus. Me and husband, both of us know. So I always say that to them also, because you don't know the bad side of it, but we know. So that's why we are telling them. But I have never forced them to accept Jesus. I have told them, it's your decision. You have to make the decision, because I got a chance to make my decision. You also should get a chance to take the decision. You know Jesus, so you experience, and then you decide whether you want to believe in Jesus and accept Jesus as your Savior.
Can we close with this? Lushanti, what's your dream, vision for the future?
My calling is to actually be a shawl, be a covering for the broken ladies. So that has been my vision for the future as well, and with the latest addition to the calling, stand in the gap. So that's my vision, to be there for anyone, be there for anybody who needs me, to show that the love that God has showed me, and to share Jesus' love with anybody, anywhere in the world I can.
Thank you. Friends, thank you for watching Life Story. Do us a favor. I know you've been blessed. Share this with your friends as well. Maybe there is somebody who is watching this saying, I would like to share my story as well. Go ahead, write to us, inform us. It will be our joy to share your story with others so that others can get to know what God has done in your story. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.